Hey, it's Cliff, and when I think of Boogie2988, I think of a more simple time on the internet. A time before prank channels where people are coming up to you and harassing you as you're trying to get your groceries. A time where people made comedy sketches and nobody cared if they were real or not. They were just funny and people liked to laugh. And Boogie was at the forefront of that with his Francis content and making simple jokes about a guy that was a little crazy and loved Mountain Dew, and it was very entertaining for me. But over time, the internet has changed and evolved, and Boogie2988 unfortunately has fallen off quite a bit. If you don't know, Mike Clum has recently made a documentary about Boogie where they document his finances and his fall from fame. I'll actually link the documentary below in the description so you can check it out for yourself. From this documentary, Boogie has gained so much hate on the internet. And to be honest, I never really kept up with Boogie's videos, so I don't know what's happened in that period of him being the Mr. Rogers of the internet that everybody loved to now.
Yeah, so when it comes to financial approach, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Money comes in, money goes out. For the longest time, my ex-wife handled that shit, but then I got divorced. I don't know where my money is. I don't know what it's doing. The only thing I've ever done with it is I threw it into crypto.
So I think Boogie not being good with finances is actually pretty common, especially for someone who comes into massive fame and they get all of this money and they really don't know what to do with it. Happens all the time. I mean, look at football players. They go broke within a month, right? As soon as they get their first paycheck.
Well, here's everything. If you want to see, there's $2,758 in my bank account right now. And let's see if mortgages come out yet. So tomorrow, when they take mortgage out, I'll have about $700 to live off of until the 20th when I get paid again from YouTube. So I'm just going to live off of $700. And I'll probably sell some cards along the way and use that money to make ends meet as well. I have a credit card with them that I owe $600 on. And on top of that, I still owe $163,000 on my house. I think my net worth is zero. Once you pull the equity out of the house, get rid of the house debt, sell off all my collectibles, and pay off all my debts, I think that puts me at $0.
So let's look at this real quick. Obviously, Boogie's not in a great situation, but let's see. His assets got 165K. His home equity is about 105 of that. 2,700 in cash, 30 in crypto, 29 in collectibles. So to look at this, yeah, obviously it's going to be a bummer for Boogie to realize he had this great income and he wasn't able to invest any of it properly or have his home paid off at where it should be. But when I look at this, it's really not that bad. He basically had a peak where he was making a ton of money and now he's not making so much money, but he's still doing well. One thing that he's not showing here is his income. So let me just pull up Social Blade. This is Boogie's Social Blade. That's a website you can go to actually find how much a YouTuber makes. And it's saying he makes 6.8K at the top. Now, one thing I want to say about Social Blade is that usually it underreports how much people are actually making. So if you go to like My Social Blade, I'm making more than what it's actually telling you that I make. So Boogie here is making more than 6.8K, which is a great income for a modest person. You know, he's making 80K according to this. So maybe the reports are wrong and he's making 100K, but this is only for one channel too. He has a podcast that he's on. I'm sure he does other appearances where he's making money. He does like, he was in a boxing event, he made 10 grand. So I see he's trying to play it off like he's struggling. He's probably doing that in the sense that he wants to get views to bring his income back up to where it was. But Boogie's fine. He's doing okay with the amount of money that he's pulling in. He's not in the financial struggle that he actually says he's in. He just needs to manage his money a little bit better. And even just looking at his YouTube views here, you can see here he's making 15K here, 24 here, 17K there. And one thing I'm noticing is that Boogie's career is not over. The things that are doing well on his channel are the gaming content. When people think Boogie2988, that's kind of what they want. The Francis stuff, that was a different time on the internet and that's kind of over. Nobody really wants to see that stuff anymore. But when Boogie puts out a gaming video, he is good at actually describing how good a game is or certain hardware. That's what he should stick to. That's what people want to see from Boogie.
shit. I'm worthless.
And so he's attempting to save another 20K to remove his excess skin. Okay, I'm all for that. But as we just went over his income, I think if he were to just budget a little bit better, he wouldn't have a problem getting there. So, okay, here's his income. He's claiming he makes about $6,000. But as I just showed you, that's not accurate. They're just doing this for the documentary. He's doing okay. His expenses, almost $8,000. I think he's covering that quite fine right now.
I am a former sex worker escort, and Boogie.
So this is really where people are slamming Boogie on the internet. It says over the course of however long he spent around 200K on prostitutes. And look, I'm not somebody that would ever buy a prostitute, but just reframe this for someone that is Boogie. You are boogie2988. You are morbidly obese. You are recently divorced, and to be honest, like nobody wants to be with Boogie, right? You're in a situation where he's, I'm not saying I'm like super attractive, but let's just be honest. When it comes to Boogie, he's probably not pulling, well, anybody. Just be honest. He's not pulling anybody. So when you're in that situation and he has money and there's a willing party, you know, nobody's being taken advantage of here. It's a fair exchange. At least as far as I can see from this interview. Is it really so bad? People are trashing him that he bought prostitutes. Like, who cares? Who cares what he does with his time? If he enjoyed it and she enjoyed the money, I don't care.
2988 was one of my clients from LA, and I get a message on this website. You can probably guess which one, from this guy who looked a lot like Boogie.
I took women on vacations, and I took them out to fancy dinners, and I took them to like Disneyland and shit.
He bought me dinner, he got me a purse that we were talking about over messages, and he got me a couple gift cards, and he spent well over $5,000 on just that night.
So a purse, spent $1,000, gift card, $500, dinner, hotel, escort fee. So he's spending like what, like $5,000. He's spending like $5,000 on a nice evening, but he's doing it at a time in his life where he had the money to do it. So is it a big deal? I mean, like I said before, look how much money football players are blowing on the same exact thing, but it seems like that's not a big deal. And I just look at it like they're consenting adults, and if Boogie had the money, just let him go have their fun.
You know the rules. The rules are we're gonna go out and eat. We're gonna have dinner. Maybe we're gonna fuck. And you're gonna enjoy a nice lifestyle that you don't normally get to enjoy.
Definitely tell he was nervous. He did eat a lot of food. I'm pretty sure he got 2 entrees, which was very unique.
It's not a revelation. I like beautiful women. I like to hang out with beautiful women, fuck beautiful women. We all do. I never got to do that. The women I dated were pretty, sure, but they were like Arkansas 8s, not LA 10s. With sugaring, I got to fuck some LA 10s, and I think that's cool.
I think any guy in Boogie's situation that comes into a lot of money is probably going to do something like this. That's just how it is. Like,
I am not married with 2 kids, and sleeping with Boogie is one of the reasons I quit sex work.
the income from her night with Boogie helped fund her nursing degree. So look, there's a positive outcome for everybody, right? Can you really, hey, Boogie, he paid for her nursing degree and they had a good time. Come on, right?
To be able to live.
So selling off these things kind of sucks because I've been playing Magic for 30 years, and some of the cards in this box I opened back in 1994. I opened them in like 96, and I've held on to them ever since. And that's like they're a piece of my childhood. They're a piece of my history. I thought I was going to get buried with this stuff. This is my stuff. This is me. This is part of me. And I made some money off of YouTube last month, but I did not make enough. Without a sponsor or something like that, I'm not making enough. So we're gonna go to the game shop, but this is gonna keep me from going out on the...
I'm looking at that earnings from YouTube, and I just don't think that's accurate. So if anything, we could be mad that these numbers are obviously fake.
On the streets, right? Like, this is gonna keep me in a house. So I think it's bittersweet. I think he would find it bittersweet. He would have wished I...
Says at this pace, Boogie will be bankrupt in 6 months. But, you know, as I look back at his channel, obviously not. Obviously, he's doing fine. He's doing better than most people in America. He has a better income.
So I have $1 million question for you guys. Every Saturday we get together. Every Saturday I order what? Pizza, chicken fingers, tacos. Those are the things I normally get us, right? Like, I normally spend like $100, $150 every Saturday to like feed us. And like, I showed them my bank books.
So here it's showing that he hosts a get together every week or whatever to play Magic the Gathering or whatever with his friends, and he usually throws down $150 on food. So here he's doing the right thing. He's saying, hey guys, I can't afford this anymore. Let's kind of cut our budget down a little bit on this.
I'm not like, I've never wanted to burden you guys with this, but like, I'm at a point where saving $300 a month would be useful.
I mean, we've
$600
been telling you for years that we don't care about the food that much.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I like having snacks and soda when I'm over here because I don't eat those at my house.
Yeah, I don't believe that guy doesn't have snacks and soda at his house, just saying. And so here we come to the list of things that Boogie was accused of. Basically what happened is he had a guy on the internet got mad at him, made a Reddit thread and accused him of all these things. And the sponsors that Boogie had, that were actually paying him that huge NFL number of money, maybe, obviously not that much, but you know what I'm saying in the video, the money that he was making, the sponsors dropped out and he became what he's calling poor. So I haven't watched Boogie2988. I don't know if any of this stuff is true. But just looking at this list, it's pretty bad. It says he abused his wife, supported child abusers, had an attraction to minors, mocked and racial minorities, and lied, and all this stuff. And so I did kind of look through some of the clips, and some of it is just clearly Boogie is a comedy channel, right? He's going to say dark things that maybe people aren't gonna like, but it's comedy. If he was doing stand-up comedy, you would just, either you like his comedy or you don't, right? I don't believe in censoring somebody because you don't like their jokes, right? Because it's just it's comedy. He's trying to make people laugh, right? He's not actually, as far as I know, like mocking minorities, you know what I mean? Like actually leading a hate group or anything. He's just saying the darkest things he can to get a laugh out of people. And if that's not your thing, that's fine. Don't watch him. But I'm not gonna try and cancel Boogie because I don't like his comedy. Anyway, I think the main thing about this video is that Boogie's probably lying about his income. He's doing okay. He's fine. And when I look at him, I don't necessarily see a bad guy. I see a guy who maybe wasn't as great with people or lucky with the ladies, and he ran into some money, and he did what a lot of people probably would do in his situation if they ran into a lot of money. So let me know what you think. Is there's something about Boogie that I'm missing? Let me know down in the comments. Maybe there's some things that I haven't seen yet, but as always, thank you for watching.